कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन जमुना तीर बनचारी जमुना तीर बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीर बनचारी यमुना तीर बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य भक्तिवेदांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी भगवान की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्ति की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण मोह गोपनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। गुरु द्वारका धाम की जय। स्वामी तो भक्तिविंद की जय। और ग्लोरी टू जैसे और ग्लोरी टू जैसे। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Following is a class on the SRIMAD Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, text number 9, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad, recorded on September 7th, 1972, in New Vrindavan.
All occupational engagements or dharmas are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service, or dharma, should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification.
So, dharma we have described. Dharma means occupational duty. Just like according to Vedic culture, we are supposed to follow the varnashram dharma. It has become very ambiguous at the present moment, Hindu dharma. There is no such thing as Hindu dharma mentioned in the Vedic literature. You don't find either in the Bhagavad Gita or SRIMAD Bhagavatam or any authorized Vedic literature Hindu dharma. Unfortunately, in India, it has become very prominent, Hindu dharma, something hodgepodge. Our real Vedic dharma is varnashram dharma. That is mentioned in every Vedic literature, in Puranas, in Bhagavata, in Bhagavad Gita, in Ramayana, Mahabharata. So, just like in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Chatur varnang maya system, guna karma vibhagas. Krishna says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that these four principles, Chatur varna, four varnas, Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya and Shudra, maya system, it is created by me. But people are not interested in God's creation. But without this division of human society, a class of man should be Brahman, simply interested in knowledge. Actually that is going on. Some class of men in the human society, they are engaged in broadcasting knowledge, scientific knowledge. They are supposed to be on the Brahminical qualification, because to distribute knowledge means must have good brain, must have good learning, education. Then there is question of distributing knowledge. A fool rascal cannot distribute. The next class, the politicians, administrator class, they are under the guidance of the intelligent class. They administer to keep the society in peaceful condition, in order. The next class, Vaishya, the productive class, there must be business, trade, production, agriculture, otherwise how man will live. And the Shudra class, general class, worker class, they have neither brain nor administrative power, nor can produce anything, but they can work under the direction of some higher authority. Parichajyatmakam kajam Shudra karma sabhava, Shudras. So, here we have discussed that everyone can cultivate his particular type of occupational duty with the aim for attaining ultimate salvation. Because the human life is meant for salvation, to get free from the bondage of repetition of birth, death. But the modern civilized man, or the so-called intellectual class of men, they have no such information. Therefore, they have been described in the Bhagavad Gita as mudha maya aparito jnana. Namanga prapadanti mudha duskitina naradhama maya aparhitagyana asuri bhavamastrita. Asuri bhav means simply sense gratification. That is asuri bhav. There is no other ambition. So practically, modern society is going on the asuri bhav. They have rejected God consciousness and they are simply interested in sense gratification. Asuri bhavamasi. Therefore, in spite of all educational advancement, they are very much proud of having big degrees. But Bhagavad Gita says, Maya aparhitagyana. Maya has taken their knowledge, taken out. They have been stolen because they have no real knowledge. Real knowledge is how to get freedom from repetition of birth and death. They do not believe in the next life. They think simply, big professors have talked, especially in Russia. They think that so long this body is there, you enjoy sense gratification to the utmost, the Charvak theory. This was also cultured long ago in India. Rinam kritva ghitang pibed javat jivet sukhang jivet vassi bhutasya dehasya kuta punaragamana bhaved. Why you are thinking of next birth? When this body is burnt into ashes, everything is finished. That is Charvak theory, atheistic. That is going on still. The Charvak class of men are always there. So, I have talked with so many big professors in Russia, and their theory is that after finishing this body, everything is finished. But everything is finished, then why you are working so hard if everything will be finished? That theory is different. That is asuric theory. Asuric theory. They do not believe in the self, they do not believe in God, they do not believe in the next birth, although these are facts. Simply a sober brain with cool head one can understand, but these are facts. They are taking risk only. Now, by ordinary common sense knowledge, if I say there is no next birth, that is not authoritative. Because authoritative knowledge is, suppose from Bhagavad Gita, next life is accepted. Tatha dehantaram prapti dhirastattva namayati. The beginning of Bhagavad Gita is to teach that soul is eternal, it is migrating from one body to another, so there is next life. That is authoritative knowledge. But if somebody says that there is no birth, that is not authoritative. That is a layman's statement. So a layman can put up his own theory in so many ways. Then what shall be the conclusion? The conclusion should be to take authoritative knowledge from authorities, one who is beyond the four defects of common man, one who does not make any mistake, one who is not illusion, one who does not cheat, and one whose senses are perfect. But we are devoid of all these qualifications. We commit mistake, we are illusion, we cheat, and at the same time our senses are imperfect. So how we can give by speculation perfect knowledge? That is not possible. Therefore, our principle, Vedic principle, is to receive knowledge from the perfect. So-called scientists, so-called philosophers, because basically they are imperfect.
How they can give you perfume? They can speak something, perhaps it is like that, maybe like that, perhaps it was like that, all their theories are like that. But actual fact is different. Actual fact we get from the Supreme Person, Krishna, that dehantaram prapti, tatha dehantaram prapti, dhiras tattva mahinamaya dhira. One is sober. There are two classes of men, dhira and adhira. Dhira means sober and adhira means mad after sense gratification. That is called adhira. So our Krishna consciousness movement is so nice. Dhira dhira. What is that? Krishna kirtana gana nartana paro prema mritam nidhi dhira dhira priya. Dhira dhira priya. It is pleasing both to the dhira and the adhira. Those who are sober, they will understand how great this movement is. And even those who are adhira, they will also appreciate, because our program is very nice. Come here, chant Hare Krishna, dance and take prasad. Who will not accept this? And actually, everyone is liking, all right, let us go to the society, chant for some time, dance and take prasadam. And gradually he becomes spiritualized, then appreciates, then he becomes a member. So it is pleasing for the adhira also. So here, whatever is spoken in this Bhagavad statement by Sutta Goswami, the dharmasya hi apavargasya. Everyone is trying to become engaged in particular type of occupational duty. Suppose one man is professor, or one man is engineer, or one man is medical man. Anyone. Everyone has to do work for livelihood. That's a fact. You cannot live in this material world without working. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna advised Arjuna that you have to work. Without working, you cannot, to keep yourself, your life and soul and body together. You have to work. Sarira jatrapi na prasiddha. Sarira jat. So you have to work. Krishna never said. Krishna Arjuna is a great devotee of Krishna. Just imagine, he is talking personally with Krishna, and Krishna is personally helping. How much exalted he is. But still Krishna is advising him to work. Krishna never said, Arjuna, you need not fight. You sit down silently. I shall. Actually he was doing everything. At last he said, Nimittam apta bhavasabha sache. You are simply instrumental. I am doing everything. So Krishna does for the devotee everything. But it does not mean that he will sit down. It is not. This is not our Krishna consciousness movement, that I am creating some idleness. He must work for Krishna's sake. That is the program. Not for sense gratification. And that is called dharma. Here it is said, dharmasya yapavargasya hi apavargasya apavarga. This pavarga I have explained several times. In Sanskrit grammar, there are vargas, ka-varga, ka-varga, cha-varga, ta-varga, ta-varga, pa-varga, 5 vargas. So, pa-varga means pa, pha, ba, bha, ma. 5 letters. Pa means parishram, hard labor. And pha means foaming, because when you work very hard, from your mouth some foam comes out. Sometimes we see in the body of the horse or any animal. Pa, pha, ba. Ba means bathata, frustration. In spite of working very hard, there is frustration in this material world. Pa, pha, ba. Ba. Ba means bhaya, fearfulness. Although I am working very hard, still I am fearful. What will happen? I am not sure that things will be done properly. In spite of my working very hard. Pa, pha, ba, bha and ma. Ma means mrityu, death. Working so hard day and night, and still there is death. Working so hard, the scientific world is working so hard, but the scientist is dying himself. He cannot stop death. He can create some atom bomb to kill, but he cannot create anything which will stop death. That is not possible. Therefore, this pa, pha, ba, bha, ma, these 5 letters represent 5 kinds of our activities in this material world. So, apavarga, dharma sahi, apavargas. To make it nullify, no more hard labor, no more frustration, no more fearfulness, no more death. That is real problem. So, to become religious, dharmic, means how to nullify these 5 principles of material existence. In the material world, you have to work very, very hard. You cannot think that, oh, I am so great man, I will not work. Nahi suptasya singhasya pravishanti mukhe miga. Suppose the lion is supposed to be the king of the forest. Still he has to work. It is not that a lion will sleep and some animal will come. My dear lion, please open your mouth, I shall enter. That is not possible. Even he is most powerful, even if he is just like your president, he is most powerful man, but he is working hard, more than asses and hawk, to get the post of presidency. So parishram, so nobody can say that without working hard I shall achieve something. That is not possible. But our tendency is that we do not wish to work. Therefore, at the end of the week, we take some, leisure, go out of the city and try to forget all our hard labor throughout the week. But on Monday again, we have to come back. This is going on. Nobody actually, because a living entity by nature, being part and parcel of God, he wants also enjoy life without work. That is his tendency. Just like Krishna. Krishna is enjoying with gopis, with Radharani, but he is not working. He hasn't got to work. We don't hear from Bhagavad or any Vedic literature that Krishna has a great factory and he has to go office at 10 o'clock and then bring money and they enjoy with Radharani. No. We don't want that such kind of rascal God. We want God who hasn't got to work anything. That is God. Natasakarjam karananta vidyati. That is the Vedic information. God has nothing to do. Then what kind of God he is? He is simply for enjoyment. One European gentleman went to Calcutta he saw many temples, and when he came to our temple, he saw the Radha Krishna. He went to other temples also, Kali. So he remarked, here is God. His remark was that I saw in other temples they are working. The goddess Kali is working. But here he is enjoying. So God, that description is there in the Vedanta Sutra, Anandamaya Abhyasat, Sachidananda Vigraha, Ishara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadi Radhi Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana, although he is cause of everything. But he hasn't got to work. Natasya karyam karanancha vidyate, that is Vedic information. In the Upanishad you find. He has nothing to do. Natasya karyam karanancha vidyate, natasya sama odikascha dishyate. We do not find anyone equal to him or greater than him. That is God. That God is great. Great means nobody should be greater than him. And God says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matya parataram nanya kinchid asti dhananjaya. There is no other superior authority than me. Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam prabhattati. I am the origin of everything. So other demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, even Lord Vishnu, matta sarvam prabhattate, everyone emanates from him. And from them emanates so many things. Just like Brahma, so many creatures have come up. But the original, Adyam, Anadi, Govindam Adi Purusam Tamahang Bhajan. Govinda is the original person. So he hasn't got to do anything. Natasya karyam karanancha vidyate. He has no duty. He hasn't got to go to office 50 miles off with a motor car, running at 70 miles speed, and there is some accident, finished. He hasn't got to do that. Although he runs quicker than anyone. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Patram Puspam Phalam Tuyam Jomi Bhaktya Prajachadi Tadahang Asnami Prajatatmana. So, Krishna is situated in the spiritual world, Goloka eva nivasati, Akhilatma bhuto. But we are trying to offer him some foodstuff as far as possible with the whole hand and say, Krishna is eating, although he is far away. So this is God's position. At least he hasn't got to work. He hasn't got to take the trouble to come. He is already here. Although Goloka eva nivasati, Akhilatma bhuto. Although he is in the Goloka. It is not that Krishna has gone somewhere, taken incarnation, therefore Goloka is vacant. No. In Goloka also he is there, and he is there everywhere. Annantarastham paramanuchayantarastham. So this is God. So, as God hasn't got to do anything, we being Krishna's part and parcel, we have got that tendency that we don't want to do anything, but we want to enjoy. Because you are part and parcel, the same quality is there. But we have fallen under certain condition that we have to work. This is our position. We have to work very hard so that foam will come out of the mouth. And still we are not assured success, always fearful. And after all, working hard like this, we die. This is our position. So dharma means To accept any kind of religion or faith means to nullify these 5 kinds of burgos. Hard work, foaming, fearfulness, frustration, and ultimately death. That is the purpose of dharma. Dharma hi apavargasya. Dharmasya hi apavargasya. To become religious means how to counteract these 5 principles. That is dharma. Dharmasya hi apavargasya. Na arthaya hi upagalpati. Not that by executing dharma I shall go to temple everywhere. The Christians go to church to get their bread. Oh God, Father, give us our daily bread. Really, what is this demand? Where God is supplying bread to the cats and dogs and birds and bees and everywhere, why He shall not give me? That means they do not know what to pray. Dharmasya apavargasya. God give me relief from these 4 kinds of tribulations. That should be prayed. Bread, what is this? Suppose if you go to a king and he says, all right, you can ask anything from me. And if he says, give me a bread, a piece of bread. Is that very intelligent? If you have approached the king, you should ask, my dear Lord, my dear Your Majesty, may give me something so that I may get free from all kinds of trouble. That should be the prayer. Now what is this prayer? Give me little bread. Of course, it is better than the rascals who are atheists. They do not approach God. They say, what is that? I am God. I shall, by economic development, I shall create so many bread. Why shall I go to church? So anyone who is going to church and asking God for bread, he is 1,000 times better than that rascal. He is not going to church. Because he is after all approaching God. Maybe he does not know what to pray from God, but he is approaching God. Therefore, he is 1,000 times better than the rascal who is atheist, who does not care for church or temple. That is stated. Sukritina, he is pious, he is accepting God. That God gives us bread. That principle is accepting, therefore he is pious, he has been accepted as pious. Chaturvida bhajante mang, sukritina Arjuna. Those who are pious, they come to me. Artho arthati, jnani. So, jigyasu, there are 4 kinds of men who come to God. They are all pious. The first is artho. A common man, if he is pious, if he is in distress, he prays to God. My dear Lord, kindly rescue me from this difficulty. But he is to be considered as pious because he is approaching God for relief. Arthati, those who are poor, they are going to temple or church for some money, praying to God. They are also pious. And jigyasu, and one is philosopher inquiring, what is God? Let us study. Jnani, those who are learned scholars. So, those who are searching after God, trying to understand God, who are approaching God for some difficulty, approaching for some relief, all these persons who are approaching God somewhere or other, they are pious. And one who is denying the existence of God, trying to make solution by his own knowledge, they are all called achievers. Duskritina, miscreant, naradhama, lowest of the mankind, mura, rasa. Navanga duskritina mura prapadante naradhama, maya abhritoggyana asuri bhavamasrita. One can say there are so many big philosophers, scientists, they do not recognize existence of God. Then, what about their knowledge? Krishna says, Maya abhritoggyana. Their knowledge has no value. Actual essence of knowledge has been taken away by the Maya. So therefore, dharma means one should be very serious to get out of this material conditional life. That is real dharma. Na arthaya upakalpate. Not that simply we go to temple or church and ask a God for some material benefit. Arthaya, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. These are called chaturvarga. That is, in a Vedic civilization, a human body, a human being is recognized when he is interested in these four things: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. First of all, dharma, without religious life animal. What is the value of? Dharmena hina pasubhi samana. Anyone who has no religion, it doesn't matter what religion he is following. He must follow some religion. It doesn't matter whether Christian religion, Hindu religion, or Buddha religion, and this religion. It doesn't matter. He must have some religion. Then he is human being. And religion means, generally, they understand, if I become religious, pious, then my life will be nice. I will get my subsistence. Actually, that's fact. Dharma, artha. And why do we want artha? Money. Kama. For sense gratification. We require money for sense gratification. And when you are baffled in sense gratification, then you want moksha. When one cannot get sufficiently by trying dharma, artha, kama, economic development, and sense gratification, still we are dissatisfied, then sometimes we give up this world. Brahma satta jagan mithya. This world is mithya, false. That is not actually giving up the renouncement, renunciation. Renunciation means you should give up your process of sense gratification and apply yourself very seriously in the service of the Lord. That is called renunciation. That is explained in the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Karma phalam tyagam sannyasa. Sannyas means karma phalam tyagam. Everyone is working in this material world to get some result. The result must be there. Either you work piously or impiously. There must be result. So, those who are not devotees, they will enjoy the result. So, they are entangled. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Jagyate karma annatra lokayam karma bandhana. If you do not work for Jagga, Vishnu, then whatever you are doing, you are being bound up by the reaction of such work. Suppose you have done pious work. Now you are elevated to the higher planetary system, or you become rich man's sons, because by pious activities we get four things. Janma, Isajja, Suta, Sri. Janma, to get birth in nice family, rich family, Aisajja, Janma, Aisajja. Nice family means opulent, riches, Aisajja, and Janma, Aisajja, Sruta. and learning, education also. This is also, not that everyone is becoming very learned, but one who was pious in his past life or in this life, they can be benefited. Nice education also. And Sri and beauty. These are the results of pious activities. Just the opposite is due to impious activity. No riches, no beauty, no knowledge, no good family. So, pious and impious activities, this is going on. Generally people understand dharma by this. But here Bhagavad says, no. Dharma, religious principles, should be executed to nullify hi apavargasya, dharmasya hi apavargasya, not for material benefit. Material benefit, either you become poor or rich, you have to undergo the tribulations of this material existence. Because you are a rich man, you cannot avoid death. Because you are a rich man, you cannot avoid hard working. Because you are a rich man, you cannot avoid fearfulness. So the same thing is for the poor man. He is also working hard. It may be that he is not getting more money, you are getting more money. But getting more money you have to work like ass and dog. So you cannot get out of these principles. Either you become rich or poor. Generally they understand that by becoming religious, I shall be rich. That is fact. You can become. But what is the benefit? Suppose you are rich. Do you think that you will not die? Do you think that you will not be attacked by any disease? Do you think that you will not become old? So what is the benefit? But real religion means to nullify these principles. Dharmasya hi apavargasya, narthaya upakalpati. Not that becoming religious, I become richer, I get so many material benefits. No, that is not. But you can say that we require some money for existence. Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact. Therefore, our principle is javatartham. You can earn honestly as much as you require for maintaining your body and soul together. Don't earn, don't work hard, simply money, sweeter than honey. No. That is not life. That is cats and dogs' life. They are simply working hard, just like ass. Mura. Mura means ass. This mura, this word is applicable to the worker, to the kormis, because they are working very hard. But actually, what he is enjoying? When he lies down, he requires that 6 feet bedstead, that's all. Although he has got land, but you are saying 1% man, they own the whole 25% of the land. Suppose we own the 25% of the whole world, but at the time of occupying the land, I require only 6 feet, that's all. So there is he not asked? He knows that I want only 6 feet land to lie down, why I am trying to acquire the whole world and working so hard. That is asked. Similarly, I am so working hard, what I am eating, perhaps I am not eating. When I come home, I take a piece of bread and a cup of tea. That's finished. But he does not think, why am I working hard? I am not eating more. I am not occupying more place. I cannot enjoy fully, since there is simply an idea. More money, more money, more money. Therefore he is asked. Ass does not enjoy life, but work very hard. We have got that several times explained, in India, the washerman keep a ass, and the ass bears 10 tons of load on the backside and goes to the ghat, for washing ghat, and he is let loose there, and a morsel of grass, a little few pieces of grass, and he is eating there standing, for again returning with 10 tons of load. He is given freedom. He does not think that why shall I work so hard? This grass is available everywhere, I can go. Why am I working for this washerman? But he has no sense. And therefore he is called ass. Similarly, all these kurmis, they are working so hard, but they are eating, say, 2 pieces of bread and a cup of tea and milk, that's all, or something else. They are being called. But we must utilize our time, save our time. How to get out of these 5 principles of materialistic life? That is called dharma. And we should earn so much to keep the body and soul together. That's all. Now, if I get more money, if you get more money, then employ it for Krishna. If you get more money, then engage it for Krishna. Don't try to. Therefore it is said, dharmansa arthasya dharmaikantasya na arthasya, neither money, arthasya dharmaikantasya, one who is actually religious. Dharma. Kamo labhaya smita. The money you get, it is not for your sense gratification. Nathasya dharmaikantasya. Actually, if you are dharmic, if you are religious, then suppose you have got money. You can get money because you are dharmic, so you can get money. But don't employ it kamo labhaya, for your sense gratification. Therefore, in any country, in the past, I mean say, millenniums or years, in the days gone by, any rich man, if he has got some money, he would construct some church or some temple or some mosque. That was the system throughout the whole world. Because they knew that I have got this extra money, I must employ it for God consciousness. But at the present moment, the churches are being transformed into factories. Because they have lost religion. And because they have lost religion, they are animals. And how you can get peace and prosperity in the society of animals? So, dharmasya hi arthasya, narthasya dharmaikantasya. One who is actually religious, he does not earn money for sense gratification. Na kama labhaya hismita. But at the present moment, the more we earn money, more we make prescription or program how to enjoy senses. Nathasya dharmaikantasya kama labhaya hismita kamasya nendriya priti. But we have got some desires fulfilled, a sense desires. Yes, that also you fulfill. Kamasya nendriya priti, but not for sense gratification. You apply your senses. That's like sex life. There is no forbidding. But you can enjoy sex life for begetting nice children. That's all. Not for sense gratification. This verse will be discussed later on. So, here as it is described by Sutta Goswami, the first thing is that dharma, first class dharma means to become a devotee. Sabai pungsa paro dharma, jato bhakti radho khay. Ahita kiya pratihata jatma. If you want peace of mind, if you want full satisfaction, then your dharmic life, your religious life should be how to advance yourself in devotional service of the Lord. Then jatma suprasidat. then he will feel satisfied. Then it is said that dharma sanustita pungsang visaksena kathasuja. By executing your religious principle, if you do not develop your consciousness about God, then it is simply waste of time and labor. Then it is said, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayajita Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanancha Jadahitaka. Then he says that if you devote yourself in the service of Vasudeva, then you will get perfect knowledge and renunciation without any doubt. And the next verse it is said, Dharmasya hi apavargasya na artha arthaya upakalpate narthasya dharmaikantasya kamalabhaya hi smita. So this Bhagavad discourse is meant for giving enlightenment to the people of the world. It is not a sectarian religion. It is meant for all human beings. They should take advantage of the instruction of SRIMAD BHAGVATAM, Bhagavad Gita, and make their life perfect. That is our Krishna consciousness movement. Thank you very much.